Okay, bitches, I'm gonna tell you guys some random awkward moment stories, okay? Okay. So, this one time we were at the movies, right? Me and my best friend. And we sat all the way at the top. We were the only ones up there. So then all of a sudden, this tall black guy came up the stairs by himself, and he sat like all the way at the end. We were all at the very top, right? And he sat at the end. We were in the middle or whatever. And he was by himself. And of course, at the time, I didn't think anything of it because I was like, oh, well, you know, he's probably waiting for somebody because whatever, you don't think anything of it, right? So this dude keeps staring at me, and I'm literally like, he just keeps like looking over at me, and I'm just like, okay, like, whatever. And I figured he was just looking at me because I'm weird and my best friend are weird, and when we're together, we're even weirder. So I'm just like, okay, you know. Time went on, the movie was almost starting, and this dude's still by himself. So I'm like, okay, and he's still looking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Sure enough, the movie starts, and then all of a sudden, he like keeps looking at me, and I'm telling my best friend, like, this dude keeps looking at me, and he's by himself, like, what is he doing? Like, so then he gets up and starts walking this way. Now he's on this side, my best friend's sitting next to me, and I'm right here. And he comes walking over this way, so I'm like, okay. And I figured he was just maybe like gonna go to the bathroom, but I'm like, okay, why the fuck would he come all the way this way when he could have just went down the stairs right next to him? So then he walks up to me, he's like, is anybody sitting next to you? And I'm like, no. So then he sits down next to me and he starts talking to me, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what? And he starts asking me my name and how old I am and like all these questions. Like, dude, I am in a motherfucking movie. I'm trying to watch the movie, not talk to you, the fuck. And he's like, oh, you're really pretty and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm like, did you come by yourself? He's like, yeah, sometimes I come by myself to the movies. I'm like, oh, cool. And then he's like, yeah, and sometimes I like find people to hang out with. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, gonna try to watch the movie, the fuck, but you won't let me because you came to stand next to me and started talking to me, the fuck. Throughout the whole movie, he was pretty much trying to get to know me. I'm like, I'm trying to get to know what the fuck is going on with this movie, not what the fuck is going on with you. Like, what? Like, listen, bud, going to the movies is not cheap. If you want to pay for a motherfucking movie ticket for me, I will be more than happy to talk your ear off about me. But until then, skirt! Like, figure, it costs almost $20 fucking just to get into the movie theater. So, like, no. You want to give me my money back? Give me a refund, something like that. But it was so fucking weird. I never had something like that happen to me. We're just chilling in the movie and some random dude just comes to sit next to me and starts talking to me. Like, that's interesting. Okay, next story. Me and my best friend are at the mall in the food court. What up? And I'm just chilling there trying to eat my Subway. My foot long. You know how I do. Me and my best friend were bullshitting and whatever. We were eating our food, laughing, and having a good time like we always do. You know how I do, and we do. Then all of a sudden, I felt someone staring at me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Sure enough, I look over, I see some nerdy ass white boy, and this kid's just staring at me like, what the fuck? He's just like, and I'm like, and this kid just kept fucking staring at me, and I'm all awkwardly trying to fucking eat my foot long, like, trying to whisper to my best friend to not make it obvious that I seen him see me see him, whatever. And I'm like, Tanner, this dude's staring at me. She's like, who? And like looked behind her, and she seen him. She's like, oh, ha! So this dude keeps fucking staring at me, right? And I'm just like looking over at him like, what the fuck, are you gonna stop looking at me sometime today? Like, take a fucking picture if you want. Like, damn. Like, we kind of keep making eye contact because I'm trying to like because I keep feeling him staring at me. So obviously I'm looking like, you know. And then sure enough, this bitch goes, and I'm like, and my best friend's looking at me like, and I'm like, he just fucking waved to me, like, what the fuck's going on? So then his friend comes walking back over to his table, and sure enough, they get up, and I'm like, OMG. I'm thinking in my head, they better not fucking come over here, they better not. And I seen them walking like towards me, and I'm like, if they stop over here, I'm gonna fucking freak out. Sure enough, him and his fucking friend come over, and he's like, I saw you looking at me. And I'm like, because you were staring at me, so of course, like, what? Like, he's trying to make it seem like I was looking at him. No, bitch, you were fucking staring at me with your freaky ass eyes. Like, obviously, I'm gonna, like, keep looking to see if you're fucking staring at me still. Like, what are you? Then he's like, can I have your number so we can, like, text or something? And I'm like, no, I don't give my number out to strangers. But then he awkwardly is like, oh, okay. then him and his friend start looking at each other, right? And then his friend starts telling me about himself, like I give a fuck. So his friend starts telling us about how his girlfriend's in the military, so he hasn't seen her in a really long time and whatever. And I'm just like, okay, what the fuck's your point? Then his friend asked me, do you want to go take a walk out in the sunshine? And I'm like, bitch, do I look like fucking Dora the Explorer? Like, no, I don't want to go outside and walk in the sunshine with you. Like, I am white as fuck. Does it look like I get much sunshine to you? No. I came to the mall to chill with my friend, not to go take walks with random strangers. No. And he's like, well, you could just, like, take a walk with us for, like, a little bit. And then my friend goes, I have a boyfriend and we're waiting for him. So then he tells my friend, that's what phones are for. Like, you could just, like, wait for the call and when they get here. And I'm like, we don't want to go. What? So then he asked me, so you don't want to go? Just for a little bit? I'm like, no, bitch, I don't want to go. No, no, no. Then all awkwardly, they leave, right? And this couple sitting next to us, they were from Britain or something like that, visiting here, and they were talking to us about it. It was so funny. The girl was like, oh my gosh. I don't mean to interrupt her, whatever, but we couldn't help but overhear that, and it was just so awkward. Then her husband started chiming in, yeah, we never seen anything like that. Like, America is so different from where we're from. And I'm like, you have no idea. The dude's like, yeah, we never seen anything like that. People just randomly walking up to strangers and asking if they want to go take a walk out in the sunshine. Like, what kind of pickup line is that anyways? And I'm like, right? Like, and the girl was like, yeah, that was kind of creepy, and we're like trying so hard not to listen to it, but it was just so awkward, and we couldn't help but overhear it. So yeah, we were just talking to them for a little while. They were so cute and so sweet, but we were just talking about how weird that shit was. Like, it was just weirdest shit ever. Another story, but this is me being dumb as fuck. Last one, I promise, because I know it's getting long. So I was on a date or whatever, but my best friend was also there. And we were at the movies. So, yeah. We're getting ready to leave, right? And I'm talking to the dude. And we're walking down the stairs. And, of course, I fucking trip on the last, like, 2 stairs. Like, I'm not even sure how I did it. I'm pretty sure I missed a step somehow. And I almost fucking fell and busted my ass. It was so embarrassing. Meanwhile, this guy and this girl are standing, like, at the end of the stairs, like, already just talking to each other or whatever. And they seen me fall. And they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. Now, mind you, the guy and my best friend are fucking laughing hysterically and, like, just, you know, making fun of me with each other. And I'm just like, really? Like, thanks. So the couple walk away, and then my date was, like, making fun of me the whole time. And he's like, well, I better go tell him you're all right, or whatever. And I'm like, no, don't do that. He's like, well, he definitely seemed genuinely concerned about you. I'm like, well, yeah, at least someone was, because you weren't, and neither was my best fucking friend. You guys were laughing at me. He's like, that shit was funny. I'm like, no. We walk out of the movie theater, and the whole time, they were making fun of me, like, the whole fucking time. Then we're kind of just standing there and talking for a little bit before we left each other, and the couple that were in there came down the stairs. Then he seen us, and the guy fucking made fun of me when he was coming down the stairs and pretended to trip like I did. And I'm like, seriously? So then, of course, my date and my best friend are fucking laughing hysterically again. Like, they're all just making fun of me, and I'm just standing there like, bruh, thanks, guys. Like, really? And my date's like, it's funny because he seemed genuinely concerned, and now he's making fun of you too, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bitch, it's not that funny. Like, chill. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Those were some awkward moments and story things, because I don't know. I was just bored, so I figured I'd tell you guys some more stories. Mwah. Okay, bye.